you've got me hooked.
Yo, welcome back to 2024 for the VSL. I'm Sean, the SLC committee, joined by yours truly, Jason, and the one and only Commish, Ceser. So what we're doing today is we're going to be doing some weekly videos for you guys, walking through the weeks, walking through the season as things unfold. We have Ceser here as our special guest, with Jason and I as your main host going throughout the season. Each week we'll rotate in a new guest or owner from the team and get you guys coming in here and talking about the previous week in fantasy. So sit back, enjoy the show, and we'll get into it. To start things off, we're going to walk through the Constitution and talk about the amendments that was made with our group votes. And I'm going to pass it over to the Commish.
Thank you very much, Sean. So basically, real quick, the VSL is one of the most exciting leagues that we have out here for fantasy. This league is all based on league members and what we want this league to be. So even though I am the commissioner, I give control power to the people and allow all of us to vote on what exactly you want our league to be, so that we can continue to have something strong and everlasting for the future. The exciting changes to this year that I'm glad to mention is that we all decided as a league to increase league payouts. And with this, our new breakdown is going to be that the champion wins not only the glorified, coveted championship fantasy belt for VSL, but now the champion is still going to remain with $1,200 as a winning payout, but as well, second place is increased to $500, and third place now gets their money back at $300. Some other exciting changes to those payouts is that now we're going to issue a $50 payout to the person that has the best waiver wire pickup of the season. Now, I'm not just talking about picking up Puka Nakua around, in the second week of the season and not making the playoffs like myself, but picking up a player that's actually going to impact the way that you get to the championship game or to the playoffs. And that'll be decided based on the league, whoever thinks that we made the correct, whoever made the correct pickup to obtain that win. And we also have a $50 payout as well. That's going to be, $50 payout that's going to be based off of the manager to make to the playoffs without the least possible transactions. And that's interesting because this year we're also changing one of our transaction process in which the waiver wire, which was previously determined by the reverse order of standings, we're now going to go into the rolling waivers. And what rolling waivers is going to be a new learning curve for us, where a lot of the team members in this league have never played with this waiver process before. And the rolling waivers, if you guys haven't known about this, is just if you don't use your waiver priority in week 1, it continues rolling over in the same order until you use your waiver priority. So that's going to be a little bit of a learning curve, I think, for our managers, but it gets us that much closer, in my opinion, to what an actual NFL league is. It's going to be more challenging. It's going to make us better managers, and it's going to actually make us have to really decide on who that best waiver wire pickup is week after week. So I'm excited for that one. And another good thing that we're going to do is we did try to experiment on using different platforms. We decided we're going to keep Yahoo. We've been on Yahoo for about, Jason, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think since 2019, correct?
About 2019, yeah.
Now, I know some of our managers don't really like this, but the reason why I truly love this is that all of our stats in the VSL League will remain on the Yahoo platform. So even if by any chance you happen to get kicked out of the league for whatever reason, we'll still be able to see those.
Don't piss off Jason.
Yo, just answer my happy birthday text. That's all I ask, man.
Yeah, this league is big on that. Listen, we send out a birthday shout out. You better holler back. If not, man, them killer bees will come for you and swarm you out of this league.
Right.
So
That's it.
That's another reason why I love this league. We're all a very tight-knit group, and most importantly is we never let Paul trade until week 8. The guys are going to harass us and send as many trade messages. Just don't respond back to them, man.
That's right. Thanks, Commish.
You just got to block out Paul for the first, few weeks.
The whole season.
It's a little hard, though.
It's
a little hard. The guy will call you at 4 a.m.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
Your
pretty
phone's
much all the
ringing.
changes that we got going on to
Shit's going down.
this
He's
year's
talking to
cost.
more people. Talking way more people. Right on. Thanks, Commish. All right, that's the Constitution amendments for 2024. let's move into reminding everybody of the draft order, because every fucking person, not every person, but every fucking time it's what's the draft order? What's the draft order? And I'll name one person who always asks that same question. But Jason, why don't you take us through the draft order for this year?
Absolutely, man. So the draft order, it's obviously 10 of us. So the last four teams, the last place teams, which was you, I think you were including that, Sean. You, let me see in my list. You, Juan, Danny. No, actually, no. Excuse me. Rocco, Ceser, Danny, and Juan. And what we do is kind of a NBA draft lottery where we take those bottom four and we shuffle it around, and then we organize how the top four goes. And then so on. After that comes you, Sean. I believe you're fifth, if I'm not mistaken.
That's right.
After that is Maciel, and then Paul, myself, newcomer John, who I'm excited for. I don't know if he's ready for this.
Yeah, man.
For this,
I don't know if he's ready.
But I'm very excited for him to join the league now. And then Johan, who won the league last year, unfortunately. So he will be picking last. I got to deal with that all season round. But yeah, that's the draft order for this year.
You also mentioned about tanking. That's a good thing. Yeah, we have a constitution that's built where it says if any of the managers do feel that you are purposely trying to tank to better your team, whether it's for the waivers or for a better seat the next year, we take that to a league vote and make sure that we don't have any of those players in our league, because it's all about everybody pedal to the metal,
That's right, man. We got the police on that shit, man. Everybody watching. Everybody watching.
Everybody.
All right, this is the draft order. No more questions in the text group, all right? It's right here for you. All right.
Read it, Paul.
All right, so jumping into the next line of business, we'll kind of recap last season. Basically, just mention the top three, and go from there. So we had
painful times, man. I don't want to talk about last year, man. I want to move on.
Hey, didn't you get third place? You made your money back, right? Why would you even complain about that shit?
I did, but I also made some questionable decisions, I think, that cost me.
Oh.
Like trading for Cooper Cup?
That was one of them, yes.
Oof. Ouch. What else, Jason? What else went wrong last season, man?
I remember playing Ceser. I think that was week 5, man. And I forgot who my other quarterback was, but I had Justin Fields and somebody else at the time. And Justin Fields wasn't cutting it. And I decided to bench him against Ceser. And next thing you know, he dropped 50 points on my bench.
Yeah, I remember that was great because you actually dropped $50 in my account on the side bet that we made. And I took that one. So I'm kind of glad that happened. But you're right, it did happen. But if we're talking about bad breaks, I mean, I'll even admit to one of myself. I lost to Danny by a score difference of 0.04 points.
That's rough.
Watching that Monday Night Football game, just saying to the Patriots, hand it off to Ramondre one more time.
That's rough.
What 1 yard can do, it really is a game of odd inches,
Fantasy will do that to you, man. Fantasy will bring you to your knees every Sunday.
So, man, for sure.
So Jason took third place, right? Jason took third place, couldn't cut it to the championship. And then it was matchup with he who must not be named and Johan sitting out there duking it out. And Johan took it, right? So if you also get second place, that's also a reason to be cut from the league. So be thoughtful about that, okay? I think Jason was taking all that into account of how do I get back to the ship is cut some players.
I mean, listen, he who not shall be named was in second place 2 years in a row. So as a commissioner, it was a little difficult to find a reason to boot him. But to be honest, what we're building here is a homegrown league for years to come. And if you don't mesh well with the crew, well, the hyenas, man.
I'm not going to let you take the money and not participate.
That's right.
That's right.
Exactly. Got to show up to at least one of the barbecues.
At least one. At least one.
All right. That covers from last year. Good luck to everybody this coming season. Hope you guys can sit at the trophy, make your money back, or take the belt home. That's going to be the main goal. What I want to talk about is kind of get into a little bit more of who's going to do well in the draft and who we think is going to have a real good chance to take it all the way this season. Just after all these years of playing, man, there's some people who stand out, but I want to get you guys' thoughts on who do you think's gonna have a great draft and who always drafts well?
Hmm.
You know, my thing is, the first year I played, before we turned this into what it is, I took like second or third or something like that. But
Mm-hmm.
that was it. And then we started establishing what this was. And after that, I got too caught up in the business side of the VSL, and my focus was making sure we had a good system with Ceser. So that's my excuse, honest. And the
That's
night
legit.
that Jason got me drunk on tequila and tried to sleep with me and get me to trade players I shouldn't have been trading.
He talked about it. He mentioned it. Can we hold on before we answer this draft question? Let's go back a little bit. I kind of want to get a little more information because I know the league wants to know.
The league wants to know what happened that night, right?
How did that end up happening? If I recall, I believe Sean drafted Patrick Mahomes, and then Jason ended up picking up Aaron Rodgers late in the draft, and maybe even it was Christian Watson
Romeo
or
Dobbs. Romeo
Dobbs.
But listen, look what jersey he's wearing, man. This guy is a big Aaron Rodgers fanboy. So when I took him, and I believe it was Romeo Dobbs as well,
Yes.
this guy just erupted. Like, he was just so mad. He was so mad the rest of the night.
That's the whole aspect of being a fantasy league player. Because we're talking about the draft picks, and I think, for example, I know for a fact who's going to be walking away with a George Pickens and a Steelers player this year in the Steelers defense. It's going to be our boy Rocco, who's going to hand select the Steelers defense, most likely in the 8th round, just to say that
I was thinking more of the second round. Rocco seems like a second
No.
round defense kind of guy.
Now, time out. We're kind of getting off topic. Sean, I know you asked that who you think is going to have a good draft.
Right.
You know, I do think you need to have a good draft. You're due. You're definitely due. You're not the only one. Rocco's definitely due.
Yep.
Rocco is questionable decisions every year. Every year I always say the draft doesn't start until Rocco drafts. And then you know. So, you know, there's some questionable ones, you know. I don't know who's gonna do good. I really don't, because a lot of it is luck and a lot of it, yes, is
I think it's a lot of foresight, though. I mean, if I looked at the history, and I'm not going to lie, I have. I've always noticed that, for example, Danny's the kind of player, kind of manager that he picks up some really good sleeper picks before they pop. And I'm not going to toot my own horn, but I guess I will when I actually do too. So I think it's managers like that you got to watch out for, the ones that are projecting well ahead, besides what the fantasy analysts are saying. And I think Danny's going to have a real strong draft this year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Danny's pretty consistent with that stuff. So let's wrap this up with one more topic. I want to know, and I think this is good because we want to share and teach or educate, but give me like one of your top 3 sites that you use to gain knowledge about your fantasy strategy.
I don't have like a number one site that I use. I kind of just kind of go all over the place, whether it's YouTube, Twitter, Bleacher Report's a good one.
Nice plug.
But again, like, I don't have one specific area. I do a lot of reading online from different websites, so I'm all over the place really when it comes to the kind of the landscape of everything. I don't use just one app or one website or anything like that.
Yeah, definitely. Looking for one that you use and as like a share it with the community kind of thing.
Probably Twitter. I'd probably say Twitter. I'm on Twitter a lot. So. Yeah, I am.
I'm a dinosaur guy. I don't have a Twitter handle or an IG handle. I'm not on Facebook, none of that. To be honest, mine is a built-in platform where I'm sitting down and watching every single game, and I'm making my own notes, and my eyes tell me exactly what I need to know. So based off of that, I'll be readjusting my player situation, the team situation. I'm also in other games like Survivor and Pick'em leagues, and I believe all of that put together helps me get a real better picture of what teams are up, what's down, and what players are better than others, and who's the next hot big thing on the waiver wire. That's pretty much how I approach the season throughout.
Nice. I like that strategy.
But if I do need a little backup help, I'll definitely dabble in going on NFL.com or just throw in any Google searches in there just to see what's going on as well. But for the most part, it's just what I'm seeing
Good stuff.
on a Sunday and on a Monday games.
Good stuff. That's some real strategy there. For me, one of the sites I use is Waiver Wire. I always check it out, just look at what the analysts are saying. That's been pretty helpful as far as if let's say I just have a busy Sunday and can't get in front of the TV, that helps me kind of recap what happened, what they're seeing, what they're predicting the player's going to do over the next few weeks, injuries happening. So that's really my source, or one of my sources that I use to look at stuff.
Also, another good source, and one to you, is Pro Football Focus.
There you go.
PFF. That's actually a really good tool. You have to pay for it, but I mean, they give you everything. Everything. I mean, they break down a player, numbers, everything. They break everything down.
And let me just add, I also forgot, I do like to check out what Matthew Berry is saying week to week. I think you got to sometimes follow the old guys that have been doing this for years. They know their stuff.
Berry,
so Matthew Berry to me is one of the key ones as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I like Matthew Berry. He's legit.
Nice. Gentlemen, thanks for the tips to the community, to the groups. That wraps up our first VSL video for the week. Good luck to the season, everybody. Ceser, thanks for joining us. We'll have you on next week to do the first recap of week 1. And looking forward to this season, guys.
Hell yeah.
I'm excited. Looking forward, guys. Thank you very much for having me. And a great season, everybody.
Absolutely. Ceser, I will see you soon. And Sean, be good, my man.
All right, guys. Take it easy.
Take care, fellas. All right.
Peace.
You've got me hooked.